Every time I hugged my daughter, she would instinctively pull away. I always thought she was just introverted, but then one day, I accidentally heard her inner thoughts. She was struggling over whether to tell me that her sister always hit her. Hearing that, I froze in shock. I never expected that every time I was away on a business trip, my adopted daughter had been bullying my real daughter. Just as I was about to confront her, my daughter spoke again in her mind, saying she was killed in her past life while I was away on a trip. Before I could process it, my husband impatiently urged me to leave, saying, "Leave, miss the flight if I didn't go." Without a word, I slapped him across the face, no matter what. I was staying with my daughter today. 6 years ago, during childbirth, my biological daughter and adopted one were accidentally switched. I only brought my real daughter home half a year ago, since her return. My husband had treated her with care, but why did she say in her heart that he didn't like her? Was all of his affection just a show? To avoid suspicion, I still got ready to send her to school, but when I went to pack her bag, the adopted daughter suddenly stormed in and shoved my daughter to the floor. Furious, I rushed downstairs to stop her, but before I could speak, the adopted daughter played the victim, accusing my daughter of hitting her. She then ran off crying before I could say a word. My daughter kept apologizing. I comforted her, telling her it was not her fault, that it was her sister who was in the wrong. I said I'd go upstairs and talk to her. I naively believed that the adopted daughter was just jealous, afraid of losing favor. But when I reached her door, I overheard her cursing me, saying how dare I yell at her for some nobody. And once I left for my trip, she would definitely teach my daughter a lesson. Only then did I realize the girl I had spoiled for years was hiding such malice just then. My daughter timidly ran over and begged, asking if she could skip school today. I gently asked why. She didn't want to make me angry, so she only spoke in her heart, saying her sister was so angry today. She would surely punish her once they got to school. Hearing that made me even angrier. Back when I brought my real daughter home, I kept the adopted daughter out of pity, but I never imagined she had been bullying my daughter all this time. I immediately called the nanny and kicked the adopted daughter's door open in rage. She had never seen me this angry and started trembling with fear. I ordered the nanny to send her to the orphanage, but instead of following my orders, the nanny scolded me, calling me cruel and claiming the adopted girl was smart and had a bright future. Unlike my daughter, who was timid and useless, hearing her insolence, I slapped her without hesitation. I told her either she took the adopted daughter away or they both got out. The nanny sneered, saying she was hired by my husband and I had no right to fire her. I chuckled coldly. No wonder she was so arrogant. My spineless husband had her back. I'd been too kind all this time, and they forgot who really ran this house. I called the bodyguards and had her thrown out of the villa. From this day on, no one would ever bully my daughter again. Then I took my daughter to school, but the principal told me my daughter's name wasn't on the enrollment list. I was shocked because on the first day of school, I asked my husband to enroll both girls and even gave 20% of our company's shares to them as a gift. But the principal smirked, saying he knew about the shares, but the boss only said the shares were for the adopted daughter. He told me to stop dreaming, that the school was invested by the boss, and I was just a housewife. He said I had no right to ask for shares over some illegitimate child. I raised my hand and slapped him. This school was built for my daughter. How dare he insult her, seeing I wasn't to be messed with. He quickly called the boss, but before my husband could speak, I slapped him too. Demanding why he didn't enroll our daughter, he claimed he was afraid our daughter wouldn't adapt to an elite school and wanted her to attend a regular one first. I warned him to remember his place. My daughter was the company's only heir. She didn't need to adapt to anything, and if the school wasn't good enough for her, I would shut it down. Seeing his boss humiliated, the principal jumped in, mocking me for acting so arrogant as just a mistress. My husband panicked and kicked the principal to the ground, telling him to shut his mouth. Their reaction made me suspicious. I had never visited the school before, but how could the principal so confidently call me a mistress? My husband feared his secrets would be exposed. He quickly explained that he gave the adopted daughter shares out of pity, because no one else in the world loved her. But at that moment, my daughter gently mocked in her heart, saying her sister wasn't unloved. She still had a beautiful auntie mom.